Hi there, welcome back to ALittleMoreMinis. My name is Jolly and today I'm going to show you how I made this. It's going to be a fence around my fairy tree house on the deck. I'm going to put it on the deck, but you can put it anywhere you like. These are the supplies that I used. This is a branch from our garden, a twig. Make sure it's dry because otherwise it will not stick together with any glue. A garden scissors, a ruler or a measurement tape, an X-acto knife to cut into the twigs if necessary, a hot glue gun with glue obviously, some wood glue or PVA glue, doesn't have to be the same brand. "95% alcohol, not the expensive one for consumption but the cheap one, and a spray bottle to put it in. A mixture of 50% PVA wood glue with 50% water, and a bottle with a fine tip so it works more precise. Would be nice to have. Some baking paper that you use in the oven so it doesn't stick to the surface when you're gluing. A piece of wood or anything else that is straight. Could be a tile or something. I took a piece of wood. Moss. This moss is from a railway drain modeling world, but you can also use dried herbs that you grind. A skewer or a toothpick. I like to work with a skewer. You can also use the toothpick. So that's it, what we need. So let's get started. I will take the branches and then I'm going to cut the branch in the way that I like it. I just fiddle around, see what exists at the moment that I'm cutting. It's just imagination, I guess. And yeah, what I said, I just keep the height from 7 centimeters. That's a little bit less than 3 inches because it's about the waistline, hip height from human beings, and I thought it would be a nice height for this project. And then I fiddle around with the things, try to fit something together, see how it looks. It's like they say dry fitting, putting that away because I don't need that at the moment. I just want to fiddle around first and not want to hurt the deck, destroy the deck. I'm gonna cut off some pieces and see what's coming out. Use my imagination, see what happens, and then cut along, keeping the height that I would like to have and dry fitting all the time. Sometimes it just doesn't cut really nice and I'm just ripping off the piece like I do here, and that I do like that piece. You can see it back in the fence later. I use that piece because I like that. More measurement doing, looking if it's fitting, if it's too short, if it's going to glue together. And this is what I came up with finally. This is one side of the deck that is almost finished. It's gonna be, yeah, I like it. It's neat. So, yeah. And I also made another piece for the corner side. And I'm going to make, still have to glue that together. But this is going to be a gate in the middle, in between those pieces. And yeah, this is what you not should do. Don't touch it too much. That's always the thing with minis. If you touch it too much, it will break. But that's okay. I can glue it together again, but it's still annoying. Now we're going to work on that side in a while, but first I want to show you this, where I'm going to make the fence on that side. I cut a little piece from, it's a little bit wonky, but I like that. That's what I wanted to show in the, that's why I'm turning around all the time. I cut off those pieces. I'm going to show you better a picture from above. I cut it because I want to make a gate, a working gate later. And now I have something to attach to it. You can see it from this side maybe better. Because if you don't do that and you want to do that later, everything's going to maybe break apart again. And I don't want that to happen really. So, okay, we're going to start with this one. And we're going to glue this part together. This is what I was fiddling out before. And this is the hot glue gun. Waiting to get started. Putting on the baking paper so my surface doesn't stick to the surface. And the deck is in the way again. Because I wanted to show the gate, where the gate is coming. And now I'm trying to turn it around, see which side I like the best. Again, fiddling around with it. And keeping the, the legs straight by pushing them to the plank. So you don't get a wonky fence later. That's a way to be able to work in a straight line for me. And I'm going to put the pieces that are fiddling out or imagined together with the hot glue gun. Be careful with your fingers, because if you burn yourself, it's not nice. Believe me, it's really hot. It's not the first time that it happened to me. And then you're going to see where it's fitting, that it sticks together. Don't push it too hard, just press it a little bit until the glue is cooled down actually. And then I put it at the side and move on with the next piece. See? That's a smaller branch, keeping the legs straight to the board, plank. And then gluing that on. It's a smaller piece. Push it a little bit, not too hard. Just press it a little. Make sure that the legs are straight. Look what the glue gun did in the meanwhile that I'm fiddling around. Still waiting and making mountains of glue. Maybe I'm going to use them for a later project because they're rather funny. And this is the rest of the... it's not the gate, it's the fence. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. This is the fence. This is not the gate. If I said that, I'm sorry. This should be the fence. A fence. See, I'm just gluing it with a hot glue gun, but I will show you. It's just a third hand, actually, a hot glue gun. Because I don't trust them so much to stick forever. I don't, it's immediately, it will stick, but it doesn't, my experience is it doesn't hold for years. Maybe because of the weather, humidity, warmth, climate, I don't know. I don't trust hot glue guns over more than a couple of years. And this is finished. And so you go on like that, building on. And we're going to secure all the connections. That's what I'm telling you right now. With the hot glue gun, I don't trust that. It's going to fall apart later. Probably. It might. It doesn't. It's not necessary, but you don't want to see your project falling apart after so much work. So we're going to secure the whole fence that I created, which you're going to see right now. This is what I came up with, the fence. This is how it turned out. We're going to secure it with wood glue, or PVA it's called in English. I have a piece of cardstock where I put the glue on and the skewer, or you can also take a toothpick. And then you're going to go all around the connections that you did with your hot glue gun to cover up the hot glue that you can still see, because it's not so nice to look at that, and to secure the connections with wood glue so that they are more sturdy and more secure and don't fall apart after years. At least that's what I hope. And make sure that you put enough glue so it can really go inside and go through. Underneath every angle, turn it around. Be careful though that it doesn't break apart again, like it happened to me before. Put enough glue, it doesn't matter, dries up clearly. And also we're going to put the moss on it. Later when I finish up to put everything in this glue, like you can see, I put really thick blobs on it. Put it in, put it between the connections with the skewer, and take some off, or spread it if you like, because it's gonna get more moss on it. Make sure you have all sides, check it again, and then you're gonna sprinkle the moss on it. Around and around. Take enough, because everything that it's gonna fall off it at this point, it will fall on the baking paper, and I will put it back in the pot later when I finish. I'm not gonna throw it away or waste it. I'm gonna put it back into this pot. Backside also, and you turn it around. Make sure every spot has enough of the moss on it. Put some more glue if you like on some spots, and then you can press some more in it to give it some extra on the corners or wherever you like, and then carefully take it off, and this is it. You have to leave this to dry at least 24 hours before we start with the next step. And this is the next step, the finishing touch, to make sure that the moss doesn't come off. If I put it on the moss like this, the mixture from PVA, wood glue and water, 50-50, it doesn't go in. And at the moment that I use the alcohol, it spreads. Don't ask me why, because I'm not science, it's not my invention either. It's a chemical process, probably. That's how it works. It's breaking the surface from the glue or something, and it makes it spread out. The alcohol makes that happen. It's not my invention, as I said, but I'm glad that I learned it, because this is the way that I'm going to secure all the moss that would come off. And you don't want that. You don't want the moss or herbs to come off all the time. When your project is finished, you want it to stay on. So I do the whole project with this, and don't worry about the dripping. I will take a baby wipe. You can also take some paper probably, and wipe it, not wipe it, I'm going to dab it a little bit dry, a little bit off at the spots where it leaks too much glue. And then it's finished, and I'm going to put it aside so it can dry, also at least for 24 hours. Make sure you put it standing up. If you lay it flat, it will flatten out. I don't know, it makes it flat mousse. Cannot explain that exactly. So this was it. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from my video, and did you like my video? Hope to see you in the next video, and I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel and leave thumbs up when you like my video. See you on the next one. Bye bye, take care.